What the fuck's up, y'all? PTB coming back at you going their freaking dope ass album overview. And today we're going to be talking about this masterpiece. Imperial Circus Dead Decadence, MOGARI. People who indulge in death do not even bother with it, and they glorify life in order to love life beyond. That's what it roughly translates to. This is the third album by the band. This is the third Decadence by the band as well. This band is a whole story, and this literally cost me almost $50 for this CD. So yeah, this is a prized treasure. I will not be opening this. I've already heard the album. It is fucking fantastic. But those of you that have not heard this album and you live in Japan, or hell, even if you live in the US, I advise you to get your hands on this as soon as possible. The very first track for this album is called The Divine Birth of MOGARI. Cleansing of Crimes is Declared. This track is literally the opener. It's the opener for the whole album. It is amazing. Just the choirs and the wall of sound that it just delivers, along with Ribyukis screams, phenomenal piece of work, man. If you guys, once I said, man, once you start listening, you will not stop listening to this album. You must listen to this album in full. I repeat, you must listen to it in full. There's a little surprise waiting for you at the very end of this track. I won't ruin it for you, but you need to go listen to it yourself. The next track is called Yabba, The Spiral of Sin and Punishment. This track was also a great track. As I said, there's not a bad track on this album. This track, basically, it's all about the drums. Literally, like, there's a section in here that the double bass just goes off, and then you have a lead guitar over that, which makes it completely fucking insane. It's like, and then you gotta, and then fucking Shuhei on the drums is literally just drumming his ass off. Literally, like, the minute that I saw that this band actually has a real drummer, I was like, holy shit, this is not programmed. This band is phenomenal, like I said before. The next track is called Corrosion Resentment, Saragaku, Organization of Wishes for Immortality. This is a remade track, a remastered version of the original track. And I gotta tell you, man, I'd never listened to the original version, but holy shit, this song is one of the best songs on this album. As I said before, man, this album has a bunch of surprises in it. There's a nice calm bridge, and then it leads into a high with Ribyuki, and then over that he got like a high-pitched scream, and then it just leads right into a nasty ass breakdown, and I was just like, holy shit, yep, this is one of my favorites. But then again, the album's not over yet. The next track is called Goku, and that translates to prison. To me, this track is kind of like a light and darkness track. I think of a yin and a yang whenever I think of this track. That's why I use the album art during my reaction. There was basically a yin yang on my text art that I used for this whole album, because I feel that this album just it tells about good and evil. That's just what I feel about it. But yeah, Goku. Awesome track. Very first music video done by this band, and I gotta say, man, it was wowed. Especially Rib's part where he just goes, I was like, what is that? That was pretty insane. It's like a Japanese Jonathan Davis, if you will. But yeah, pretty fucking insane. Definitely check this track out. Pandemonic Night Parade. Now, if you think of like a carnival and just you know, going around the town and just listening to music, that's what you would get with this one. It has like a very, very carnival approach to it. I really, really love this track. Definitely one of my favorites on the album. Into Leaderbring Pupil Eyes equals Death plus Gift Invite. Leaderbring plus Pupil Eyes equals Death plus Gift Invite. This is the best track on this CD, on this album. It's fucking phenomenal. The drums go off. There's a solo. There's different genres all in one track. as many words as there are in this track, there's a genre for each word, literally. Like there is new metal, there's rap, there's fucking symphonic, there's death metal, it's all here. Deathcore, everything, man. It's here. This is the best song on this album. The next track is called Follow Divine Punishment to a Mad Bone. And once again, these are roughly translated. This track was also a track that I loved. Rib's yells in this with the double bass on Shuhei is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I love the different neoclassical approach that they have with this. There's a lot of neoclassical sound in this whole album as a whole, but I gotta tell you, man, this song was really good, and I definitely do love this song still. The next track is called The Black Cherry Tree Begs for Its Death for Love. So I've been listening to this album quite a lot. You know, when I'm doing stuff, when I'm editing, I listen to this album, and I gotta tell you, man, this is probably my second favorite on the album. Now, at first it was I can't remember what it was. I'd have to watch my video again, but yeah, those of you carnosaurs that have watched my album review will know what it was. But yeah, this track, I literally thought it was over, and then all of a sudden it just comes in back into symphonic, and it's dun 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 dun, yeah, and then Rip just screams, and it's like a 15-second scream, and then it ends with his scream. I was like, it still amazes me to this day. It's a fucking phenomenal song. Like, it's fucking phenomenal, man. Definitely recommend this song. Definitely one of the best on the album. The next song is called Disunited Clowns Equals Mad Nuns. Now, this song right here really reminded me of Devin Townsend on Juular. I've heard that song before. It just really brought off that vibes of the Bishop of Hexen, Devin Townsend. It's very Arlequin, very Zaza, very Jailuka, influenced, right here, because it's literally like you're listening to like a psycho clown music. That's basically what it is. And I'm glad that they named the track this, because I really had that feeling when I was listening to it. I was like, wow, this sounds like a Dark Carnival approach on it. And there was another Dark Carnival approach on my first album review that I did with the Ode to the Sacrament. But yeah, this was a pretty good song. The next two songs, I should say the next song into the next song. The first song is a remake. It's a remaster, and it's called The Girl Heard from the Land of the Dead, The Light of the Imperial Country, and the Flame. This song, when you think it's going to end, it doesn't end. And then finally when it ends with just like a funeral bell. And it leads right into the next song, which is another one of my favorites, is The Heartbreaking Sound of Footsteps is a Pathetic Coincidence. They had two modes to this. They had Alpha and they had Omega. I prefer Omega over Alpha, but this Alpha version is very slow paced, and just not really my type of style with the ICDD, but I understand they have to have their ballads, and I think that this will probably be the ballad on the album. The next to last song is called The Heartbreaking Sound of Footsteps is a Pathetic Coincidence Mode Omega. This is the second part, or I guess the complete opposite of Alpha. And oh my god, this song, again, one of my favorites on the album. It's just beautiful. It's beautiful how they can make a ballad into something completely different. And Ribyukis' screams on here are some of the best on the album. His screams are just out of nowhere. They're out of nowhere, and they have like a demonic gurgle into a I can't even do it, man. He screams so freaking loud and just so freaking high. It sounds ungodly. He is one of the best vocalists I have ever heard on my channel. The finale is Heavenly Voice, or Tensei, I think it's called. Tensei Heavenly Voice. This really feels like a finale. I really do feel that this is a very finale song. This will probably be the most anime sounding song on the album. I love this. The solo in the end just brings it into a close. It's phenomenal. Like, it just closes the album out with an amazing finale. I just love how it's just a wall of sound, and once again, it just closes the album out like you just listened to an album. When you listen to this song, you feel like you just listened to a masterpiece, and that's what this is. And that leads me to my overview rating. I do this a lot, man. Overall, dude, this album is still a 10 out of 10. And I gotta tell you, it's still an over 9,000 out of 10. It is an amazing album. I love this album. I still listen to this album, and it's been, months since I've listened to it. And my first time, and it's just a treasured piece of art. Now here, man, here is what you need to know. Should you buy ICDD, Imperial Circus Dead Decadence, MOGARI, people who indulge in death do not even bother with it, and they glorify life in order to love life beyond? Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes. I highly suggest you guys get your hands on this album. Once again, if you live in Japan, it's going to be easier to get your hands on this, but if you don't live in Japan, it's going to be a little bit harder. I could try to get in contact with Ribyukis and try to get you guys an album. But yeah, I have ties with Ribyukis with Tatsuya-san in Merging Moon. He's actually friends with him. But yeah, if you guys really want a physical copy of this, then I will talk to Tatsuya and see if he can set you up, but you'll have to pay the cost getting it mailed to you. But yeah, man, this album is fucking phenomenal. Go buy it right now. Alright, guys, that's going to do it for the album overview for today, and I will see you guys on the next album overview. Peace!